That was 19 years of Visay Ilocos, almost 2 decades of providing the best education to the northern scholars.
And pivoting science and technology to better the lives of the Filipino people. Special thanks to Sir John Osha Sakaban for the AVP.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the foundation anniversary of the Philippine Science High School Ilocos Region Campus.
I am Zandra Lidayan.
And I am Nero Ngayan, and we are honored to be your hosts for today's celebration. Oh, the rhyme! Ngayan, Lidayan, celebration.
Today is indeed a day of celebration. And I really am feeling great, Sir Nero. How about you?
Greater than ever, Mumsy. I hope everyone at home also feels festive today as we celebrate our 19th foundation anniversary in a one-of-a-kind celebration.
This truly is one-of-a-kind program as we try to adapt, thrive, and mobilize amidst the pandemic. True enough, PSHS IRC has been resilient in nurturing the Northern scholars, most especially during these challenging times.
Yes, Ma'am Zandra. This virtual scheme of celebration does not reduce the essence of what we are celebrating. Rather, it makes it even more special. I think everyone is already excited for the things that we've been preparing for the past weeks.
May we all rise then as we invoke our Lord's presence in the course of our celebration, and may we remain standing thereafter for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Ama namin sumasalangit ka, sambahin ang ngalan mo, mapasa amin ang kaharian mo, sundin ang loob mo, dito sa lupa, para sa langit. Bigyan mo kami ngayon ng aming kakain sa araw-araw at patawarin mo kami sa aming mga sala para na kapagpapatawan namin sa nakakasala sa amin at huwag mo kami ipahintulot sa tukso at iadya mo kami sa lahat ng masama.
Sa langit mong mukha, may ginagawang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng mata, ako'y tagumpay na naninilig. Ang bituin ng tarong na kayang pamay magdidilim. Lupa na araw, alalim ang simba, mahihain sa pilang. Ang
Felicitations to our choir members, our faculty, Ma'am Eunice Sakaban, Ma'am Elden Fati, Sir Michael George Hakla, Sir Ronnie Calano, Sir John Osha Sakaban, Sir John Brian Rasos, and Sir Eddie J. Domingo.
Our scholars, Angel Nagasangan, Jewel Abergas, Sander Dalupang, and Marcos Sagud, and Sir John Osha Sakaban for the AVP.
This year's theme talks about adapting, thriving, and mobilizing amidst the pandemic. You've been here for quite a while now, Mumsy. Allow me to ask, in what way can you relate to the theme somehow?
Well, actually, Sir Nero, I've been working in Pisay for almost 4 years now. I came from La Trinidad Benguet, and at first it was difficult to be away from my family. Same sentiments with most of our scholars. But I know that I have to be strong. Pisay taught me lifelong lessons, and Pisay paved a way for me to meet people who inspire me to thrive and soar to greater heights. Being a newbie, how about you, sir?
As for me, I'm just grateful to the system in opening its doors for me amidst the global health crisis. It is an honor to join the Pisay family in times when it tries to adapt to the challenges brought by the pandemic. What a way to start! But it surely will be an experience to remember for the years ahead of my stay here in Pisay. Now, let's keep the ball rolling.
Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality.
Please welcome our ever dynamic campus director who is on the front seat of making Pisay Ilocos soar high to greater heights, Dr. Ronaldie N. Orteza, for her welcome remarks.
A pleasant day to everyone. Another year was added into the age of our beloved Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus. The past year, 2020, painted the history of PSHS IRC more colorful as our resilience, determination, and commitment were tested. Like gold, we were subjected to fire. We were confronted and are still coping with the pandemic and other organizational challenges. We learned to adapt to these challenging trials. We shifted our methodology from the usual face-to-face to remote and blended learning scheme. It was not an easy shift, but all of this brought us shimmers. Anything new brought birth pains even to a mature organization like us. But our adaptation was meaningful because everybody was on board. The students, parents, personnel, and even other stakeholders. The bond becomes stronger with the shared goal of giving the best secondary education to the Northern scholars. We tried our best to open the communication lines between and among us. We knew that we could not achieve our goals on our own. We needed the collaborative effort of everyone. With all our decisions, big or small, whether they turned out great or bad decisions eventually, there was only one thing constant. We did all this, the best interest of the Northern scholars in mind, simply because that is what we are all called for. Our regular consultations with the scholars and their parents, be it en masse or individually, through text, chat, call, or teleconferencing, are now defining and calibrating our operations. Just like our scholars, we as an institution need parental support and pieces of advice from parents. As we endeavor to thrive, our listening skills and sensitivity are put in check. Yes, we listen to the cries for help by those who are hard up in their new normal setup. We've enhanced our life coaching program to extend help to our scholars who are hard up in coping with the new scheme. We've launched the home visitation program to reach out specially to scholars and parents faced with certain challenges. Their families are our families too. We cannot just allow them to break apart regardless of their challenges because they are our families too. We took seriously the instruction of our Board of Trustees to observe maximum tolerance to all scholars considering that they have different circumstances in life. Despite all the challenges, we thrive largely because of the commitment and dedication of our faculty and staff. The teachers have been forced to innovate their teaching delivery to cope up with the demands of the time. The teachers have been sacrificing their time with their families to come up with learning guides and upgrade or upload quality instructional materials or recorded videos in the PSHS IRC Hub. These teachers and staff have selflessly answered the call of public service even though they have to endure being on quarantine for 14 days, undergo antigen tests, and physical report to the campus, which means they have to be away from their families to fulfill their obligations. Despite all of this, we are glad to thrive and thrive well. We take pride in being one of the campuses in the Philippine Science High School system with the least observation in the recently concluded ISO 9001 of 2015 audit. COVID-19 did not stop the implementation of our various programs. In fact, this measured the cooperation of all personnel that even during pandemic, we've endeavored to achieve our organizational targets, like the utilization rate, which is almost 100%. The infrastructure development and purchase of sophisticated equipment continued, and later you will see in our AVP that PSHS IRC is a better place for learning now. You have also witnessed that we launched various promotional activities not only for our scholars but also for the community. We mobilize our resources to bring science closer to the people, and we are thankful that there are benefactors who have supported us along the way. We are one of the early responders to the Pisayuda Siyensya para sa Bayan. We produce face shields, ear loops, intubation tubes, and triage chamber through the DTI-donated fabrication laboratory equipment. We distributed also grocery packs and alcohol to indigent families and frontliners. We even established a quarantine facility inside the campus. Yes, our 19th year marked not only innovative but also responsive and timely outreach programs. These activities will never be a reality without the full support of the PSHS Foundation for its Walang Iwanan project, San Miguel Holdings Corporation through the San Miguel Foundation Incorporated, an independent electricity market operator of the Philippines, i.e. MOP, who donated laptops and tablets for our students. The PTA, headed by Dr. Ernesto E. Tagorda Jr., even gave our indigent scholars additional communication allowance. Through all of these, we are fortunate that we are on 100% online instruction. At this point, on behalf of Pisay Ilocos, let me extend my deepest gratitude to all of you, to the parents, Teachers Association, generous alumni from the Pioneer to Batch 2020, students, the local government unit, and the townspeople of San Ildefonso, faculty and staff, and other stakeholders. We will be forever indebted to all of you for paving the way for the establishment of our beloved Pisay Ilocos. Former Congressman Salaknib Baterina, the provincial government headed by Governor Ryan Luis Singson, LGU officials of San Ildefonso headed by Mayor Christian Daniel Basi Purisima, to the honorable members of the Board of Trustees, to the Pisay System Execom family under the leadership of Executive Director Lilia T. Habacon, thank you so much for entrusting us with a big responsibility and for giving us many opportunities to grow and to better ourselves. We thank you for all your unparalleled contributions. It has been 19 wonderful years of public service for Pisay Ilocos. Despite this, we continue to be true to our mandate. We dedicate all these efforts to all our Northern scholars first and foremost. Gaya nga ng aming panunumpa, kami ay maglilingkod ng tapat at mahusay. But in our journey as an academic institution to fulfilling that pledge, you may sometimes find us wanting. You may even find yourself not always in agreement with our ways and perspectives. You see, we are not infallible. We are not without flaws. We are not beyond reproach, but we are you and you are us. Let us all remember the very core of the institution that binds us all. Let us all make Pisay Ilocos not just your alma mater where you learn the core values of truth, excellence, and service, but more importantly, a pleasant memory and a welcoming home you will always yearn to go back to. We all have a role to play in making the history and future of Pisay Ilocos. Together, let us make it meaningful. Thank you very much and God bless us all. And I welcome all of you with utmost sincerity to our humble culminating program for our 19th Foundation Anniversary and STEM Week celebration.
And like a thief in the night, the COVID-19 pandemic came so swiftly that it interrupted our lives and changed our psyche as a nation forever. We came undone. We were all caught by surprise. Yet we decided to fight, and fight we did so hard. Amidst the many challenges and constraints it presented, this pandemic, however, has tested not just our resilience as a campus, but also our capacity and willingness to rise above this pandemic. This is PSHI Ilocos ATM, or at the moment in today's parlance. But this too aptly means what PSHI Ilocos was in 2020 and what we intend to be even beyond. This is PSHS IRC amidst the pandemic, adapting, thriving, mobilizing.
As an academic institution, we were forced to adapt. We introduced various programs, projects, and activities in order to carry out our mandate to offer the best STEM secondary education to the Northern scholars.
The campus has operated with a total budget of 131 million and total cash allocation of 156 million. With the concerted effort of everyone in the campus, we still managed to achieve 99.32% budget utilization rate and 99.96% cash utilization rate. Among those funded in 2020 are 12 infrastructure projects, 2 from the current year General Appropriations Act or GAA, and 10 as overflow projects from the prior year GAAs. We have also procured various fixed assets as well as supplies and materials. Most of these items were those necessary to effect the change in the modality of instruction for our students, supplies required for the mitigation of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic inside the campus.
We are very proud to say that we have managed to facilitate the graduation of 87 students and end the school year smoothly despite being naive on how to deal with the first week of the pandemic. We have a total of 548 scholars who are being categorized from partial 3 to full scholars and are receiving 500 pesos to 4,000 pesos respectively. These scholars are also being provided with 300 pesos monthly allowance to subsidize their needs for internet connection. PSHI Ilocos also offers life coaching programs which provide tools and support for the students to broaden their perspective, open their mind, and enable them to reach their goals. School also conducts home visitation in order to learn the students' needs, interests, and concerns. The Philippine Science High School system had conducted last month the requirement for admission criteria and evaluation, which is also known as RACE. This year's admission procedure for grade 6 pupils who are interested to become scholars at PSHS. Applications were submitted via online and courier.
The pandemic demanded us to change many things. First, the curriculum, we trimmed it down to 10 to 15%. We also reduced our contact time and even our requirements were trimmed down.
The bridging program was a great opportunity for us to fill in the fourth quarter topics that we missed. Even though it was short, I was able to grasp the important concepts. It was difficult at first after a few months of academically idling, but I was able to adjust to it. It also served as a transition for us. It was actually like an overview for us to know what to expect for the coming school year.
Hub help us teachers and PSHI on the implementation of the remote learning as it provides different ways in delivering the lesson. You can post videos, learning materials, as well as recordings of previous meetings to improve the learning process for the students.
We're able to explore the use of learning management systems, specifically the PSHS Knowledge Hub, or K-Hub for short. This learning management system organizes and stores our learning guide materials in one location.
Ang research po ng mga bata ngayon ay sa bahay nila ginagawa. We are providing them instructions through our learning guides. And at the same time, our research teachers, research advisors, laboratory personnel, and the entire PSI community are helping our students para na po sa ganon ay ma-push through pa rin yung kanilang mga research projects.
Skill program is a good avenue for students to do physical activities within their home. Students show their creativity through different forms of arts and hone their leadership skills by spearheading different kinds of services that help the community without compromising their own safety.
As one of the advisors in this remote learning, it is very important for us to have coping mechanisms since we are the ones who will guide the students. One challenge that we face is how to reach out to our students that experience difficulties and mental health problems.
This pandemic challenged us to strengthen our support to our students through life coaching programs. Teachers provide mentoring sessions to our students where they talk about personal, family, peers, and school matters.
Nung una mahirap, sa isip ko, kapag face-to-face nga, mahirap na kahit nakikita mo pa yung kinakausap mo. Pero habang tumatagal na nagkakaroon ako ng oportunidad na makinig sa mga mentees ko, natututunan ko araw-araw na hindi naman pala laging kailangan mata sa mata kung kumonekta sa mga bata. Pwede naman palang puso sa puso. Parang LDR lang. Nagbago man ang sitwasyon, ang hangaring tumulong at matuto parating nasa puso.
I believe joining various webinars and free online courses hosted by different local and international educational agencies helped me be prepared for this remote teaching.
One major preparation we had for the remote learning is our training for Moodle. Where Moodle is our primary platform for online learning, and in this 40-hour training, we were taught how to create our own online courses, how to add interactive activities, and also how to create our own page just to make it more engaging and exciting for the students.
Printing the learning guides is challenging, knowing the quantity we have to print and the limited time we have. Our printers gave up one by one and we encountered problems in gathering supplies, especially these times that bond paper and inks are very in demand.
It requires a lot of effort in distributing the learning guide. We have to visit the different towns and provinces, and we are exposed with different people. But it's worth it, because we know we are doing this for our school.
Learning guides helped me by providing all of the information in one place, along with having activities that help me understand the lesson better.
Early December last year, I tested positive sa COVID. At I think it was the first time na nag-celebrate ako ng Christmas tsaka ng New Year na mag-isa sa ospital. And yeah, it was quite different. And I think honestly it was tough. Not just physically pero emotionally rin at tsaka mentally. Pero gusto kong pasalamatan ng PSI dahil tinulungan din nila ako magmula sa pag-extend ng deadlines ko for requirements. They even sent me modules sa ospital. And most especially, I really appreciate yung simpleng kamusta lang nila. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, I think all I can say is my PSI family is definitely one of the most amazing reasons why I survived my stay there.
Ever since the pandemic started, I must admit I've been having such a hard time to cope up. The fact that we are all locked up in our homes, not getting to interact with the people that we used to, is just saddening. Months passed by, online learning came into the picture. I was sad but somehow excited because I knew that I'll be gaining new friends, experiences, and of course, learnings.
It is indeed a great challenge to be a Pisayers parent. Hindi namin in-expect na yung curriculum ng Pisay is ibang-iba sa DepEd. Naging challenging sa aming part as parents kasi most of the time nag-i-stay na si Fima sa room niya, doing her lessons kasi sabi niya walang teacher na mag-a-assist sa kanya kung may itatanong siya. So, she learned on her own. We are thankful. Nagbibigay sila ng tablet as additional material para sa learning nila. At napansin ko rin na napadali na ngayon ni Fima ang pagsasubmit sa mga requirement niya, lalong-lalo na sa drawing o kaya pag may...
Hindi naging hadlang yung distances with one another to work still for the procurement process. So during this pandemic, we were able to procure materials that were needed for the yung sa pisayuda natin, yung mga materials for the face shield, tapos yung mga grocery items na distribute natin sa mga families dito sa San Ildefonso. We were able to carry out early procurement activities and we were able to process a lot of procurement towards the end of the year. It's already our 3rd year being ISO certified. Di rin ganun kadali kasi syempre iba yung preparation natin, di ba? Naka-work from home tayo. So yung mga documents natin nasa campus. So napakahirap nung preparation. But we're all happy na in the end, na-retain natin yung pagiging ISO certified natin.
I am on a work from home scheme and I make use of every opportunity to remain productive. At first, I was really asking myself how to thrive in this kind of modality. But then later on, this paradigm shifting allowed me to become more explorative and more adaptive.
Worried ako noong sinabi na we will be conducting online classes. Kasi hindi naman tayo techie sa technology, kaya napakaraming adjustment ang aking ginawa ngayong online classes. So masasabi ko na sa simpleng paggawa ng PPT, sa mga online, sa YouTube, sa simpleng pagsagot ng mga emails, nasabi kong nalagpasan ko ang lahat ng mga ito at tinanggap ko ang hamon ng teknolohiya.
One of the challenges in this modality is shifting our instructions online. Hindi siya naging madali, but we were able to adapt thanks to K-Hub. K-Hub is Pisay's learning management system. It is an effective e-learning platform since it has several features at meron din siyang plugins and modules that can be used ng mga subjects. For example, it has Turnitin for English or the research subjects at meron din siyang GeoGebra plugin for math. To maximize this, the MIS team conducted trainings for both teachers and
provide sa amin ng school service, hatid sundo kami sa aming mga bahay as far as Santa Maria, Kawayan, Vigan, Santa Catalina.
School had been providing means for us para nang sa ganon makapag-deliver pa rin kami ng learning sa mga bata. At sinesecure naman ng school yung protection namin. Hinahatid kami sa aming mga bahay pag kailangan na kami umuwi.
Marami sa mga empleyado ng Pisay Ilocos ay galing pa sa iba't ibang lugar sa labas ng Ilocos Sur. In fact, even sa Region 1. So marami sa amin ay malayo sa aming mga pamilya. Pero it gives us this sense of security to see that our organization has put in place many mechanisms to provide a secure and safe working environment for all of us, especially for those coming from outside Ilocos Sur.
Post ng mga informative materials lifted from the DOH at linagay namin sa bulletin board. Intensify namin yung rule ng mga gwardiya bilang frontliners. So, brief namin kung sino yung pwedeng pumasok at hindi, lalo na sa body temperature. So, ni-require nila lahat yung mga pumapasok dito na mag-fill up ng health declaration form. Plus, kung papasok kayo, may makikita nyo yung mga pinakonstruct ni Ma'am Rona ng mga hand washing area, yung mga pinaprint o pinadikit niyang nudges doon sa mga floor to guide us with the social distancing, plus yung mga signages na malalaking minimum health standards to be practiced inside the campus. So makikita nyo rin sa mga offices, decongested. And in every office, meron po tayong mga foot-operated na alcohol dispensers. And ang maganda ho ngayon, meron na tayong censored na alcohol dispenser doon sa exhibit area. At yung mga body temperature checker na nakalagay dyan sa exhibit area plus doon sa guard.
Despite the current situation we're facing right now, the COVID-19, Philippine Science High School Ilocos Region Campus still managed to conduct its outreaches and promotional activities. And then last November, we launched the first ever virtual Pisay Pinasiripan and was participated by around 250 plus pupils, students, and teachers from the different provinces inside the region.
Kada taon, ang Pisay Ilocos ay naglulunsad ng iba't ibang outreach activities. Noong April 30, 2020, inilunsad ang Pisayuda, Siyensya para sa Bayan. Isa itong outreach activity na pinangunahan at pinagtulong-tulungan ng Student Alumni Association, Parents Teachers Association, ng Northern Scholars Student Alliance, tsaka ng COICA Alumni Association. Nakalikom kami ng kabuang pondo na 304,286 pesos and 75 centavos. Gamit ang pondong ito, nakabili kami ng mga gamit sa pang-araw-araw, grocery packs, bigas at kung ano-ano pa na naitulong sa 150 indigent families coming from the 15 barangays of San Ildefonso. Pati na rin sa aming mga service providers, sa mga naglalaban ng damit ng mga Pisayers, sa mga tricycle drivers, sa mga job order personnel namin, pati mga canteen personnel.
I found another grade 11 student who was as eager to help Margoyago, and we formed a workforce out of her batchmates and my batchmates. Even though the planning and the efforts to publicize the event were not as easy as it may seem, in that it was very successful. We were able to collect 100,000 pesos and around 10 boxes of clothes from parents of Pisay students themselves.
Nasubukan ang aming kooperasyon bilang isang komunidad sa Pisay. Kami sa PTA ay nanguna sa pangolekta ng donasyon bilang tugod sa Pisayuda. Siyensya para sa bayan. Nakakatuwa kasi ang dami nating natulungan na frontliners at mga indigent family.
We managed to help our mother province, Ilocos Sur, and the rest of Region 1 with 4 frontliner necessities. Una doon, yung face shield na nung una were meant only for medical personnel, but with the increased protective measures, it became a necessity for our BFP, the Bureau of Fire, PNP, our TANOD, our security guards, and major offices like COA and banks such as Land Bank and the BPI. A total of 3,500 pieces were distributed to these frontliners as their PPEs from Ilocos Norte to Pangasinan. We had our science research assistant, Mr. Eric Purisima, and biology teacher, Miss Jeril May Casimiro, prepare 70% ethyl alcohol via dilution of our laboratory-grade ethyl alcohol.
The school lent laptops and tablets to students who requested for it. Additionally, a monthly load allowance is given to the scholars. Not only that, printed modules are delivered to us house by house without any fee.
Magpasalamat sa buong Pisay for being so caring and so supportive sa mga estudyante. Lalong-lalo na ngayon, kailangan talaga namin kasi hindi pa naman kami ganun kasanay mag-online, mag-Google Meet, sa Messenger lang mag-uusap, sanay pa rin kami sa face-to-face.
Since high school told us that we will be having online learning instead of face-to-face. Though Pisay provided laptops to the students, nakagaya ko na hindi nakaka-afford na makabili ng mga gadgets.
We are able to send out various computer units to the different provinces of Region 1. All in all, we have sent out 47 computer units, which includes laptop, tablets, and even desktop computer units to students near Ilocos Sur. We've managed to upgrade as well the network infrastructure of the school. Since yun nga, almost everything is being done online, we've upgraded our internet speed to cater to the daily operational needs of PSHI Ilocos. Since our teachers is new to this remote learning, we've provided them various trainings such as crafting their instructional videos and introducing them to various online learning apps.
2020 was a very challenging year, but because of our synergy as an organization, we survived. And thank you very much for all the stakeholders, the faculty and staff, the students and parents, for your utmost cooperation in making our 2020 really a meaningful and productive one.
It is during these challenging times more than ever that we need great leaders to steer the whole organization to adapt to changing needs, mobilize its resources to provide solutions and thrive to better the lives of every Filipino. Please welcome the great leaders of the PSHS system for their inspirational messages. Executive Director Lilia T. Habacon, Dr. Danilo C. Lachica, representative from the New and Emerging Technology PSHS System Board of Trustees, and Dr. Josette P. Bio, ex officio member of the PSHS System Board of Trustees.
Greetings to all of you, to the men and women of Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus. Throughout the history of humanity, disease outbreaks have ravaged communities, sometimes changing entirely the course of history and testing the moral fabric of many societies. The pandemic that we are facing today is not an exemption. Just like the many epidemics and outbreaks that came before it, this pandemic has brought many reasons to despair and for some to lose hope and dampen their spirit. Despite this, however, what history has taught us is that from every tragedy comes out an unconquerable spirit that even in the darkest moments, there remain a glimmer of hope and still a chance for great things to happen. Sir Isaac Newton, in isolation during the Great Plague of London in 1665, was able to produce papers that became the basis of modern calculus and experimented at prisms from which sprung his theories on optics. This narrative about Newton only shows that what matters more is how we respond to a circumstance or to a pandemic for that matter. And so, my dear PSHI Ilocos community, I would like to take this opportunity not only to congratulate you on your 19th founding anniversary, but more importantly, to express my gratitude as your executive director for making that conscious decision to adapt, thrive, and mobilize in this time of the pandemic, as aptly embodied in your celebration's theme. While you could have chosen to back down for fulfilling your mandate as an academic institution, because of the many constraints and challenges brought about by the pandemic, you soldiered on and chose to work hand in hand with the system to continuously provide education to your scholars. You embraced these challenges and worked around these constraints simply because learning should not stop. You understand that you owe it to our institution, and more importantly, you owe it to our scholars. You did not let this worldwide, yet also personal tragedy called COVID-19 pandemic undermine your faith in yourselves and in your capacity to rise above any adversity. Instead, you have proven your indomitable spirit as a campus. You thrive despite the still existing limitations. You choose to slide through the avalanche of challenges and get out of it stronger and wiser. Learning one lesson or two to persist and exist, not only for yourselves, but also for others. My dear Pisay Ilocos community, what this pandemic has made us realize is the vital role that we can play in mobilizing the community, even though you're just a small organization. Your contribution to the Pisayuda, be it in your donation drives or production of PPEs at the onset of the pandemic, has benefited many individuals and organizations. Your continuous provision of support to your scholars, be it laptops or gadgets you loan to them or communication allowance, is valued and valuable. I hope you realize how this pandemic allowed you as a community to strengthen your bond to work together, not only for yourselves, but also for the greater good. Yes, all of this may be forgotten in the future, but take it as a consolation that what you have achieved during this time has allowed, for example, a family or two to get by, or a scholar to learn more, or to learn better. And so, Pisay Ilocos, may the light that is Pisay shine in you, and may this light remain aflame and become a beacon of hope even in these dark times. Be each other's strength, always choose to adapt even when it is too difficult to do so. Thrive and survive even in moments when everything seems bleak. More importantly, continue giving and giving more of yourselves. More than ever, your stakeholders, especially your scholars and the community, need you. We need you ATM. We need you at the moment. We need you and your vitality now and beyond. Again, my heartfelt congratulations to you on your 19th founding anniversary. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Naimbak Abigat, Governor Singson, Congressman Sabellano, Mayor Purisima, DOST Undersecretary Solidum, PSHSS Executive Director Habakon and Board of Trustees, former Executive Director Kabati, IRC Campus Director Orteza, faculty, parents, students, and friends. First off, please allow me to congratulate the PSHS IRC campus on your 19th anniversary. Time certainly flies when you are having fun. It has been 8 years since I first set foot on your campus to deliver the commencement address upon the invitation of then campus director, Dr. Larry Kabati. Since then, I have visited annually, sometimes even twice a year, mostly by plane, occasionally by car, just to be with you during memorable occasions such as graduations and anniversaries like today. I've also had the pleasure to conduct training sessions and participate in your Bible studies, as well as interviews for the then vacant campus director position. I have to say that every trip has been fun, not just because of the vegan empanada or the dinuguan laced with bagnet, but because of the warmth and hospitality that you have always shown to your guests, which, by the way, included my batch 71B classmates from the US, Australia, and the Philippines when they embarked on a road trip to several Pisay campuses. I had fun because I witnessed how you have successfully grown and evolved over the past 8 years. You have and continue to garner awards in international competitions, yield top places in competitive and licensure exams, and graduate scholars who will be accomplished professionals and future leaders of our society. Psalm 126 verse 3 says, "The Lord has done great things for you, and we rejoice." For you scholars, I understand you're facing major challenges in these unprecedented times. It's hard enough to adjust to the new normal in education delivery. Sometimes, many times, you may even find it extremely difficult to cope with and comply with what you may perceive as suffocating policies from the school and the faculty. Let me just encourage you to trust your instructors and the proven PSHS system. Hebrews 13, verse 17 advises you to obey your leaders and submit to them, for they are keeping watch over you. Ephesians 6, verse 1 says, "Children or young adults, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Your teachers are your parents in the Lord. Trust them, and they will nurture you to become the best you can be." Aquamarine, that's your 19th anniversary gem. Let's celebrate your accomplishments today, then prepare for a brighter future with more successes for the PSHS IRC campus and its scholars. Ephesians 4, verse 16 reminds us that the whole body, being fitted and held together by what every joint supplies, according to the proper working of each individual part, causes the growth of the whole body for the building up of itself in love. Congratulations again, and may God bestow more blessings upon you. Agyamanak unay.
Congratulations, Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus, on your 19th founding anniversary. How time flies, how fast your campus has developed in terms of infrastructure, human resources, and scholars' achievements. Each time I think of PSHS IRC, I would always feel the very warm welcome from your community, most especially from the students. Each time I would visit your campus, I am awed by your campus development. Entering your campus is like entering a world-class university in the northern part of the Philippines in San Ildefonso, Ilocos Sur. With the support of the Office of the Executive Director, headed by the very dynamic Lilia Habacon, we have established remarkable facilities, especially your dormitories, gymnasium, science laboratories, and even your fabrication laboratories and working spaces. I am also impressed by your scholars' performance as they represent the country in various science and mathematics competitions and win awards at the local, national, and international levels. On various occasions, I have also witnessed the artistic gifts of your scholars in poetry writing, music, and the performing arts. Likewise, I am thankful that these gifts are not only confined to PSHS IRC, but you share this with the community in your various outreach activities. The greatest asset of PSHS IRC, however, is your human resources. The hardworking and committed campus director, Dr. Ronally Orteza, and the dedicated and innovative faculty members and support staff. Because of your management's leadership, IRC has established strong partnerships and has harnessed collaboration with parents, local and national government agencies, and other stakeholders for the efficient and effective implementation of your programs and projects. On a personal note, the experience I value most with PSHS IRC is the opportunity to work with and mentor your current director, Dr. Ronally Orteza. She was still a teacher then when I tapped her as a member of a core group that spearheaded the science research activities of the Philippine Science High School system way back in 2009. She was involved in organizing and implementing the PSHS System National Science Fair, which eventually became an international science fair. She was also a member of the core group in the system-wide implementation of the Tulong Dunong Outreach Program of the PSHS system. Dubbed as Uplift, this was an institutionalized national training of science and mathematics teachers in collaboration with the Department of Education, where teachers from all PSHS campuses served as trainers. I was able to visit IRC in some of these trainings. In 2013, I invited Ronally to join me and some campus directors for a 4-week executive leadership training at the Queensland University of Technology in Australia. With these experiences, Dr. Ronally was well equipped when she got appointed as the campus director of PSHS IRC in 2015. To the PSHS IRC teachers and staff, thank you for your dedication. I know the tremendous challenges you are experiencing as you teach and work during this pandemic. Thank you for giving your best despite the adjustments and pressures in the new normal. To the parents, thank you too for your support to PSHS IRC. You played the biggest role in the development of your children. To our PSHS IRC scholars, make the most of your time. You are so blessed because not every Filipino youth can be a PSI scholar. Study well and listen to the wisdom of your parents and teachers. Continue to learn because you were created for a purpose. Remember, God designed you to soar, to fly high, provided you give the effort and stick to discipline. With deep humility, recognize that all your talents, skills, and opportunities come only from God, the greatest teacher of all time, and therefore should be used for His glory. The greatest artist Pablo Picasso once said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." PSHS IRC scholars, go find your gifts and use your gifts to serve humanity. Again, congratulations PSHS IRC at mabuhay kayong lahat.
The past years of PSI Ilocos would not have been as successful as it is today without the fervor of its faculty and staff. Let us now watch a rendition of the song Wings, composed by Marcos Hagun and sung by Miss Jewel Abergas, both grade 11 scholars, to pay tribute to the whole PSI community that is behind every Northern scholar.
so high. You showed me what is life. You helped me find my way. You're there to guide me each day. And there's things I want to say. 'Cause you spread my wings. Because of you I've reached my dreams. 'Cause you're more than second parents. You're a friend, companion, a partner in the crime. You're the wings that lift us high to the greatness of the sky. You teach me like you're a child. You're at my side, night or day, no matter how restless be late. You help me find my way. You're there to guide me each day. And endless things I want to say. You spread my wings. Because of you I've reached my dreams. 'Cause you're more than second parents. You're a friend, companion, a partner in the crime. You're the wings that lift us high to the greatness of the sky. 'Cause you're more than second parents. You're a friend, companion, a partner in the crime. You're the wings that lift us high to the greatness of the sky.
For about 2 decades, PSHI Ilocos won't thrive to be what it is now without the support of the local government of Ilocos Sur. Because in Ilocos Sur, the support to PSHI Ilocos is sure na sure. Please welcome the excellent leaders of Ilocos Sur, our Governor Ryan Luis V. Singson.
I would like to greet the Philippine Science High School Ilocos Region Campus of the Department of Science and Technology as you celebrate your 19th year foundation anniversary. The theme PSHS IRC amidst the pandemic, adapting, thriving, mobilizing speaks at the very heart of all these pandemic-related concerns. We are slowly adapting to the new ways of living. Thus, the importance of wearing face masks, face shields, and of regularly washing our hands is more emphasized in these times. We thrive to slowly rise from fear and the ill effects of this pandemic. Apart from the development of anti-COVID-19 vaccines, it is through resiliency, cooperation, and a genuine care for our health and of others that we can surpass this pandemic. Lastly, we must mobilize ourselves forward by living life with a positive attitude, by grace and faith. For ultimately, we will be characterized by the actions that we have taken to rise above any adversity. Let us not be bound by our fears and by our flaws, but instead, let us become contributors of change. To the entire Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus, I offer my congratulations as you celebrate your 19th year foundation anniversary. May we exemplify the theme of this year's celebration to adopt, thrive, and mobilize ourselves for a good and better Ilocos Sur. Thank you to all, and let us keep safe.
We are greatly honored to welcome our guest of honor and speaker for our 19th founding anniversary. Ms. Darlene Jane Q. Rivera, Special Science Teacher 1, will now do the honors of introducing our guest of honor and speaker.
Our speaker for today's event is a geologist, having obtained a bachelor's degree in geology from the University of the Philippines. He finished his master's degree in geological sciences from the University of Illinois at Chicago and his Doctor of Philosophy degree in earth sciences from the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, University of California, San Diego. He has worked with the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, also known as PHIVOLCS, since 1984 and became its deputy director in 2003 up to February 2017. He was appointed Undersecretary of the Department of Science and Technology for Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation and assigned as Officer in Charge of PHIVOLCS since March 2017. Came October 2019, he was appointed Undersecretary for Scientific and Technical Services of DOST. He has been designated as a Commissioner for UNESCO National Commission of the Philippines, Department of Foreign Affairs from 2017 up to present. He also serves as a member of the Global Assessment Report Advisory Board of the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction from 2020 to 2022. In recognition of his efficiency, dedication, and contributions to disaster risk reduction in the Philippines, our speaker has been awarded the Presidential Citation for Public Service, the Presidential Lingkod Bayan Award by the Civil Service Commission, the Professional of the Year in the field of geology by the Professional Regulation Commission, the Excellence Award for Government Service by the Philippine Federation of Professional Associations, and lastly, the Presidential Career Executive Service Award by the Career Executive Service Board. He has also been involved in several researches and co-authored 15 full publications. Let us all welcome the DOST Undersecretary for Scientific and Technical Services, Dr. Renato Umali Solidum, Jr.
Distinguished government officials from the Ilocos region, DOST officials, members of the Philippine Science High School System Board of Trustees, its officials, regional campus directors, officials, faculty, and staff of the Ilocos Region Campus, IRC students and alumni, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Commitment to excellence, competence, service, patriotism, social responsibility. These and more are the ideals that we at the Department of Science and Technology share with you in Pisay. These are the very same guiding principles that when 19 years ago, your campus, the Philippine Science High School Ilocos Region Campus, whose groundbreaking ceremony I personally witnessed, was formally opened, making it the 8th campus of the Philippine Science High School system to be established. For Pisay Ilocos, in a world replete with choices, you have made it a conscious decision to take on the big role of working hand in hand with the entire Pisay system in being at the forefront of the mission to nurture this country's future leaders and prime movers in science and technology. It is also with this choice that once again, you have decided to deal with the pandemic head on. As aptly captured by your theme, PSHS IRC, Adapting, Thriving, Mobilizing, your foundation anniversary celebration is not only a reiteration of your relentless dedication to honing young Filipino science scholars, but also, more importantly, a tribute to how the entire Pisay Ilocos community responded to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the many challenges, You were forced to adapt, just as how the evolutionary theory posited as a biological mechanism to survive. However, while it is a natural tendency, it is also a conscious decision to adjust and take on all the changes that are required to adapt successfully. As you might have realized, it might be difficult and taxing at first. Birth pains, you might call it, but it is the only way. We adapt to change. We change to adapt, and adapt you did indeed. But to adapt is not enough. We all make sure to thrive and survive. The road ahead might be bumpy, but we fix all the curves and curls along the way. We harness our capabilities. We bridge gaps. We forge valuable synergy and interactions between and among different sectors of the society. Today, more than ever, we are all interdependent on the vitality and contribution of one another. Today, more than ever, we cooperate to survive. We collaborate to thrive. We at the department are cognizant of all your efforts as a campus and as a part of PSI system that you are institutionalizing as your way of embracing the peculiarities and demands of the new normal. It may still be a long way ahead, but it gives me consolation to know that despite all the constraints, PSI Ilocos continues to flourish as an academic institution. Thank you for taking on the challenge and for continuously providing the kind of science education that your scholars deserve. Lastly, more than ever, it is vital that we mobilize. In your case, the community where your campus is situated, and as for DOST, the entire country. We shall continue to work hard, harder even, to remain as a beacon of excellence, courage, and hope. In this time of the pandemic, we have not only the Ilocos region, but also the entire country relying on us. Let us continue with our commitment to nation building and dedication to service and giving back to the community. This nation needs us. More than ever, we shall take it upon ourselves to serve and be catalysts of change. Heed to call of the times and be what we are capable of in our own little ways. Lagit-lagi para sa bayan. We at the Department of Science and Technology hope that we all realize the excellence which PSI Ilocos considers as one of its core values. It is indeed never an accident, that it is the result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities, to see pandemics as just a bump, but never the end of the road. To the entire PSI Ilocos community, always imbibe this concept of excellence in your lives. Let its impact become apparent now more than ever that our country is still tackling the pandemic. May your stories of many triumphs and little victories be a beacon of hope. Our country anchors its hopes and dreams on your vitality. Despite the pandemic, forge your way ahead and serve. Our people need you. Let us not fail them. Thank you very much and congratulations on your 19th foundation anniversary.
At this juncture, sing along with the faculty and staff as they complement today's festivity with a rendition of the song Umagang Kay Ganda. Let's watch this.
natin. Basta tayo magkasama. Laging mayroong una kay ganda. Ating pangarap, haharapin natin. Basta tayo magkasama. Laging mayroong una kay ganda. Parang sikat ng araw, may dalang liwanag sa ating pangarap. Haharapin natin.
Anchored on the revised policies on employee suggestions and incentives award system, the PSHS system adopts the Program on Awards and Incentives for Excellent Service to be referred to as PSHSS Praise. The praise aims to restore the confidence of the Filipino people in their capacity as public servants to make their lives better and healthier. For this purpose, the PSHS system intends to find among its employees those who possess in an extraordinary degree such valuable traits for their creativity, innovativeness, efficiency, integrity, and productivity to be given an award and recognition and hold them up high for emulation. Please welcome the Praise Committee members for the Pamadayaw 2021 awardees.
campus is grateful for the full support of the whole PSI community. We remain thankful to our partners, the parents of our scholars, who have been constantly supportive of our school's programs and activities through the years and who have become the source of inspiration for our scholars to achieve greatness. Please welcome Dr. Ernesto E. Tagorda, the PSHS IRC PDA President, for his closing remarks.
To our very energetic Director, Ma'am Ronalie Ortesa, distinguished guests, the administration and staff, parents and students, a pleasant day to everyone. In behalf of the Parents Teachers Association, I would like to congratulate the administration and staff and the student tree on your 19th foundation anniversary and STEM Week celebration. Today is a special day. It allows the whole campus the chance to reflect not only on the small beginnings of the school, but also on the significant and very remarkable developments this school has achieved since its inception. With 4 children who are all Pisayers, I have witnessed how the school authorities, parents, and students have worked so hard to make the Philippine Science High School IRC campus as one of the best temple of knowledge not only in the region but nationwide. This school has been successful in creating talents in different parts of the society, such as scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, financial analysts, artists, and many more outstanding professionals. I would like to take this opportunity as a parent to express my deepest gratitude to this campus for shaping the minds and characters of these talents, including that of my children. The COVID pandemic has posed a very big challenge to the educational system this school year, and probably until the new normal. Everyone is caught in between difficult situations which are full of uncertainties. But I am hopeful and certain that with the guidance of our Lord God and with the collective and mobilized efforts of the administration, the PTA, and the students, Philippine Science High School IRC will be able to adapt and thrive successfully amidst this pandemic. I therefore enjoin everyone to please cooperate. Let us all be one in our fight against this COVID-19. Thank you, and again, congratulations to all. Mabuhay, PSI IRC!
For the untarnished truth. Philippine Science High, the PSHS in us will grow and go as we wander o'er the breast and troughs of the sea of life that flows. Oh, Philippine Science High, thy light our beacon be in our path through the world. ang sinisinta. Ang DOST ay sumilang na, lingkod ang bayan sa tuwina. Pagtuklas ng bagong karunungan sa iba't ibang uring agam. Ang bitika sa ganaan at kaunlaran ng ating lipunan. Ibandila ang kanyang sagisang, kay tanda ng pagsisikap. Pagmulat nating pangarap ay biyayang malalasang. Magpugay tayo ng sabay-sabay, mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang siyensya'y sandigan na maunlad na bayan. Layunin nakita at maipagkakapuri, at kaisa ng dalangin para sa ilang bayan. Mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang siyensya'y sandigan na maunlad na bayan. Layunin nakita at maipagkakapuri, at kaisa ng dalangin para sa ilang bayan.
We've reached the end of the program, but we continue to celebrate the fruitful years of our beloved institution, the Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus.
Remember to stay safe, wear your masks, wash your hands, maintain physical distancing, and stay healthy. This has been Zandra
and Nero, your hosts, and together we shall continue to adapt,
thrive,
and mobilize. To God be the glory.